Hey guys, it's Future Trend Lou here. Thanks so much for tuning into Future Trend today. Yeah, it's a beautiful weekend. It's been a rather busy week. A very downturning week in all markets, including the ever so infamous cryptocurrency market and asset class. I'm just going to take a quick look here let's just give it a refresh. Last video that I had, I discussed Bitcoin's fast approaching 50,000 mark. It probably exceeded it the last video that I posted, hit that 51, 52,000 mark. Yeah, I really wasn't paying too much attention to it. I just knew it was a great advertising for the cryptocurrency space in general. So, you know, we've been getting a lot of information or press releases on institutions investing billions, namely Tesla, because everybody's well aware of them. And very recently, we have Square, which is, I believe, founded by the founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, and they invested a few hundred million, or I think it was maybe just about 140 million in Bitcoin. They essentially just reallocated some funds within their reserves or their holdings into Bitcoin. So again, in my opinion, that's just good advertising for Bitcoin, good advertising for cryptocurrencies in general. So it's great. But if you've watched my channel, if you've watched any of my videos or follow me, you know that I'm not necessarily into that kind of investment approach. I would look into things that haven't appreciated. And if we're talking in the context of cryptocurrencies, anything that hasn't necessarily passed its all-time high of the 2017, 2018 mark is likely a good place to look. Granted that it has the best fundamentals or, a sound team behind it, and they're still working on increasing their overall footprint and exposure to retail and institutional investors. I think those are where we should all be looking to put our money. But then again, please don't take any of what I'm saying as the gospel or financial advice. It's good to do your own research. Clearly, I went wrong somewhere because I should have invested more into Bitcoin when it hit that 2,700 mark in March of last year, and I didn't. And now look, Bitcoin's at 44,000 today. So for anybody who had invested anywhere near the 10,000 mark or anywhere below the all-time high of 20,000, you've essentially doubled your money, right? So congratulations to all those individuals that did so, because this is a very beautiful, milestone in general for something so so lacking in utility, in my opinion. But enough salt. I'm just gonna move on to Ethereum. Ethereum has also dipped below its all-time high of the 2017, 2018. So then again, this 1,300 mark seems rather attractive to me. I just know that the color red is the color of love, and if you're looking to get some sales, this is a good post Valentine's Day sale you could definitely take advantage of. Anything that looks red right now is worth taking a look at. And when I see this, I don't get panicked. I get happy. It's more so trying to identify how far down it will go is where the challenge really lies. And I rely on a few good YouTubers that I've been following, or some technical analyst friends that I have that definitely have a better outlook on this stuff than I do. And as per what I heard this past week from individuals like Blockchain Backer, he mentioned something around the tune of a $38,000 mark for Bitcoin. Essentially, that would be its floor, if anything. But then again, he's rather prudent in his videos and states that he's not so certain, so do your own research kind of thing. But according to his analysis, it may very well go that low. And if that happens, it may pull the rest of the market down with it, because right now we're sitting at a $1.3 trillion market cap for the entire crypto space, and we're still waiting for that alt season to hit properly, right? So from my perspective, if you are in any position to increase your allocation of funds in any of these assets that haven't really spiked yet, I would take a look at them. Obviously, the beautiful Cardano has done amazing things this time around, and let's just take a look at this real quick here. This is far and beyond its at least in the past year, it's done wonders. Let's take a look here. So a year ago today, Cardano was at 4 cents. Okay, so do the math. If you spent literally $500 on Cardano last year around this time, you're sitting really pretty right now, right? So it's really a game of patience, and as I'm understanding, slow and steady wins the race. So take your time, don't do anything rash with your funds. And yeah, hopefully the force is with you and you end up getting amazing gains like Bitcoin, at least percentage wise, that Bitcoin's realized for a lot of people and investors in this space. So we will see. I am not necessarily going to peg my joy to this asset class. Don't invest more than you can afford. And if you do invest, just render it gone, because that will give you better peace of mind if we end up with red days like this one. But amongst all the, the fodder and the news that has already been reported by countless individuals in this space, I wanted to voice my opinion on the other lawsuit. Everyone's really stuck on the XRP, Ripple, and SEC lawsuit, but I mean, that's not settled yet. And that's not, I don't think, anywhere near done yet, but we will find out what this next month of March will unfold. But I wanted to touch on this one. The Tether lawsuit was settled last Monday, the 23rd of February, for $18.5 million. This is probably not the first time you've heard about it, but Tether had a little bit of a stink, right? It seemed a little off because apparently speculation states that the certain spikes within Tether's minting correlated directly or indirectly with certain spikes in the volume and the price of Bitcoin. I'm not an expert in this space. I don't know the facts, but I've also been immersing myself or consuming this kind of information for the past few months, knowing that this lawsuit has been or had been a thing for the past 2 years. Hearing anything along the lines of fraud or manipulation in the market, it waves red flags. So from my perspective, that's the reason why I've had my reservations when it comes to Bitcoin, because if I already know that there's not too much utility behind the technology. There may be a lot of developers that are developing around it to make the most of it, but knowing what else is out there within the crypto space, I can't justify why a Bitcoin is $44,000 or could go higher. At this rate, it may very well be volume or perception, and it's almost like an institution a week now that's investing in Bitcoin. But this particular article from the block crypto, mind you, I have it linked in the description below. The key takeaways here are, the crypto firms Bitfinex and Tether have settled with the New York AG over a case that was that began about 2 years ago. So give or take, it's been a long time. It's been a long time coming, and they decided to, admit to no wrongdoing and agree to pay $18.5 million to settle this case. Now, items that I paid attention to or that stuck out to me when I read this were this one here. So April of 2019, the New York AG's office alleged that Bitfinex used Tether funds to settle or to secretly cover $850 million in funds lost to the payment processor Crypto Capital. How does anybody settle, or how do you appease an $850 million discrepancy with an $18.5 million penalty or settlement? It's not proportional, right? So from my perspective, that was a red flag for me reading this. I'm like, okay, they may say it's settled, but it doesn't seem, I guess it's just a kind of like a opportunity cost thing, because it's taken a lot of time to settle this. They realize it's best to just pick a number and move forward with business as usual, because maybe that was it was definitely a reputational stain on Tether's part, and I'm sure Bitfinex took a brunt of it as well. So I read that, and that raises eyebrows. Moving forward here, it does say the speculation that I mentioned earlier. Here it says, so contrary to online speculation, there was no finding that Tether ever issued tethers without backing or to manipulate the cryptocurrency's price. That's according to Weinstein, a former federal prosecutor. The AG also mentioned here that at least from June 1st of 2017 to September 15th of 2017, there wasn't a one-to-one backing of the dollar amounts held in Tether's bank account. So if that's the case, I mean, that's another blow that, you know, caused that was a lot of cause for concern with respect to Tether and the legitimacy of the overall project and, you know, their so-called one-to-one pegging of the US dollar. I am not an expert in the field, but, you know, this is an interesting read. So it says rather than, what's that point here? So yeah, so no one reviewing Tether's representations would have reasonably understood that the 382 million some odd dollars listed on their cash reserves had only been placed in Tether's accounts as of the very morning that Friedman, a US-based accounting firm, verified their bank balance. So technically speaking, they had essentially moved money around just in time for this firm to review their balances. So again, looking into it, I mean, not too many people are drawing too much attention to this. Maybe it's because, well, they think it's like a good riddance thing. Let's just move forward with it. But I feel like there is more to the story than is being put out, because if there was corruption or manipulation that led to the misplacing of 850 million, that's not chump change, people. Like that, you can't settle. I can't take $100 from my mom's purse and put $1 in there and be like, Mom, I returned your money. Like, no, I'm going to be in trouble. I most likely will get grounded, or I'll have to mow the lawn all summer, you know? Like, there is something that has to be done to balance that sheet. So I don't know. Then again, I don't have the facts, and very few people know the facts. And at this rate, it's just us taking their word for it that they've settled it for 18.5 million, and that's good to move forward with. And I guess Bitfinex and Tether get to continue business as usual without any impediment to their overall. They definitely have a stain to their reputation now because this was a thing. Because I mean, I don't know. In my books, I don't really feel comfortable investing in anything that has a likelihood of manipulation at the hand of this particular firm. Bitfinex, I don't necessarily have a relationship with them myself. I don't have an account on their platform, but I guess they live to slice bigger fish now, because, well, this has been put behind them as of the 23rd of February 2021. Man, what an interesting turn of events. Long story short, the speculation that I have obviously been consuming for the past few months doesn't seem to be in direct correlation with Bitcoin. I don't know. Like, obviously, I did send a tweet out to Jeremy Hogan from Legal Briefs not too long ago, asking him to please look into it. Let me see, where was that? So, Jeremy, if you ever get to watch this, I hope you, you break it down for us and with your legal mind, because, yeah. Let me just find that tweet. So, scrolling down here, I think it started with a deer. Long story short, I reached out to Jeremy hoping that he would break it down for us so that we can have a better idea as to what to expect moving forward with settlement. But yeah, I can't find the tweet. It's not a big deal. I'll probably have to resend it anyway. Yeah, it's something to definitely take a look at. I'll link this in the description below, and I'll leave it at that for now. Nice and short and sweet. If you guys have any questions, feel free to at least just let me know. What are your thoughts? Do you think this is going to unfold into anything bigger than what this 18.5 million has settled? Or is it kind of a dead and gone kind of situation with Tether? I don't think so. I think there's more to it than meets the eye, and we will find out later down the road, and when it's time for us to find out. But right now, it's sale season. I'm going to refresh it one more time. The volatility in the market is beautiful. I'm loving it. I think it's something worth paying attention to if you are looking to increase your positions, but be careful out there. Make sure that you have your safeguards in place and don't invest more than you can afford to lose. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you. As always, if you would hit that like button if you enjoyed watching this opinionated take on the Tether lawsuit. And Don't forget to also follow me on Twitter, as clearly I've been stuck at 35 for the past few months. Guys, I'm all for making friends here. I'm also trying to increase exposure on my work here on YouTube and be a valued member of the XRP community, crypto community at large. So don't forget to hit that notification bell, and that will notify you of any time that I post a video. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me on Twitter, and I'll make sure to get back to you. But for now, I hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to be mindful of the trends. Have a great one, guys. Catch you on the next one.